Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien and Bubba here on Sunday, January 19th, on a cool Georgia. It's supposed to be cold in the 20s with wind chill factors of the low digits later today. Anyway, wanted to do a video today and call it Federalist, Nationalist, and Trump. And to say to Tulsi Gabbard and Mr. Inskeep, this is what's happening in the country today. Donald Trump, when he became candidate for the presidency back in 2015, he kept on saying, "We got to make America great." I didn't understand that. I didn't all through the election. But ever since he got elected on January 20th, 2017, I've started to look at his administration and wow, now I know why. It parallels John Adams' administration of 1797 to 1801. And here's why. In 1796, John Adams, the first Federalist president and only Federalist president, uh, won the election with Jefferson coming in second. So he, as a Democratic Republican, became the vice president. Those two hated each other. They were, Thomas Jefferson was in the cabinet for Washington in the two administrations. But the power of the Federalists at the time really relied on Alexander Hamilton, who kept on pulling the strings during the Adams administration for the most part. Adams kept some of the Federalist guys that were in the cabinet under George Washington, so he didn't do much firing. At first, anyway. And in 1797, he announced a build-up on the U.S. Navy and Armed Forces, same as President Trump did in 2017. Identical there. The result today, the USS Constitution. It's still around, people, over in Boston. Then he decided to take a very hard look at the country and make it a federalist country instead of a state-sponsored country. So he ignored states' rights and made it a federalist country just like Trump is. He also made it a country by itself. So all the agreements that Washington's administration had, well, he reneged on them. And he made France the enemy because of the French Revolution was still going on. And at the time he became president in 1797, the Directory was in a flux. I mean, 2 years later, it would be overthrown by a coup d'etat from Napoleon. Well, in the years of 1797, Adams, like Trump, who was never a good manager, was never a good orator, and was never a good politician, same as Trump. He was more of a bully guy, being from Massachusetts, same as Trump is a bully. So, in 1798, the Congress, which was controlled by the Federalists, so the Federalists controlled all aspects of the government. The Supreme Court was not absent because they didn't have any power in those days. Same as today, the Supreme Court, nobody called them. The Democrats didn't call them. So they're kind of in the sidelines like they were back in 1798. In 1798, the Congress passed the Alien and Sedition Acts, similar to the travel bans that President Trump was trying to pass here. That caused a heavy much of backlash through the country. And then he passed some taxes, which Trump decided, hey, and I know that Trump's been reading this because he's acting just like John Adams, except for a few things. He lowered taxes. He figured, okay, we don't want the American people to get growled at. But then he went after China with a tariff war. Really? Yeah. So he did the same thing that Trump did, that Adams did. And unfortunately for Adams, that caused a phrase rebellion. Ooh, that was big back then. And it caused a rift between him and Alexander Hamilton, which cost him the election of 1800. This is only a cursory review, people. If you want the total amount, just email me and I'll let you know. But Trump is going to end up like Adams. What cost him the election of 1800? Well, Alexander Hamilton for one, and the Constitution for another, because they had the three-fifths rule under effect, remember? And they also uh, changed the election of the president and vice president, where the electors can vote one for president and another one for vice president. Well, they did. And the votes came out tie between Jefferson and Burr, and Adams came in third. Oh, it's funny, huh? So guess who had to determine who was going to be president? Alexander Hamilton. He hated Adams more than he hated Jefferson. And even Jefferson says, yeah, he hates more than he hates me, huh? So he threw his support behind Jefferson. Thus, Jefferson became president in 1801. Well, this is your favorite alien and Bubba. Good day.